Hi, everybody. I'm sorry I'm just a couple of minutes late. You know how it is. You're so well prepared, and at the last minute, something comes up. I lost my meditation music for this morning. So, yeah, we're dealing with stuff. So, when you do pop on, would you please let me know if you can hear the background music? I might have to turn it down. I don't want to end up in YouTube jail. But in the meantime, we'll just hang in there and wait for other people to arrive. Later this morning, we're going, in this particular broadcast, we're going to be pulling cards from the Angels and Gemstones guidance deck here. And this is the one we've been working with for all the moon phases that we've been talking about the last 4 weeks. And we're also going to have a brief little talk about today's goddess, who happens to be a Roman goddess, and I'm excited to talk about her today. Good morning, Darby. Good morning, Karen. How are you, ladies? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, you can? Hang on a second. I want to turn that down a little bit. Just a second, folks. Woo. Be right back. Okay. I hope that was better. I hope you can't hear it now. You hear some feedback. Oh, my. Oh, I hope that gets better. I don't know where that's coming from. Everything seems to be okay on this end. Do you have multiple devices running this video at the same time, Karen? That could have a lot to do with it. Yeah, otherwise, oh, it's better now. Good. Maybe it was because the music was too loud. That could be as well. So I hope you guys' week has been going well. I'm so excited because the sun is out. Hello. Yeah, I think it was the music too, Darby. All right, you guys. So again, welcome to Messages of Hope. Thank you so much for spending some of your Sunday morning with me this morning. We're going to wrap up our 4-part series on working with lunar energies by talking about the grandmother moon. And then at the very end of that, I'm going to segue right back to the dark moon so that you can see the entire loop and how well the moon examples our energy levels and what we should be doing with it and all that good stuff. So we'll talk about all of that. But first, let's just open the day up with a morning prayer just to open up this circle and set the intention for this broadcast. So please join with me. Holy Mother, thank you so much for this day and this opportunity for all of us to meet together and share our wisdom and our questions and our answers and our just being together. It's just a blessing. So thank you so much for that, Mother. And as we continue our exploration of lunar energies, please help us to remember that anything that does not resonate as truth for us, we can just gently release without any kind of judgment. And what does sound truth to us, please let it just be accepted in our hearts and our minds and benefit us to our highest good. Thank you so much, and blessed be. Okay, that's for you, Goddess. Do you guys kiss God? I do. As much as I can. I've been listening to some Hindu chants that speak a lot about treating God as their beloved. Not in a romantic sense, but in just like this deepest love for that you have for this higher power. So since then, I've always kissed my mama, but since then I throw blow kisses to Goddess too. So today we're going to talk about a goddess that I'm not very familiar with, but she sounds like my kind of gal. This is from the Goddess 365 Days of Goddess, and today we're visiting Rome. So this is about the goddess Bonadia. Bonadia. Her themes are femininity, blessing, fertility, divination, and abundance. Her symbols are vines and wine. About Bonadia. Bonadia's name literally means good goddess. Her energies come into our lives at the onset of this month, offering all good things, especially fertility and a greater appreciation of the goddess within each of us. Traditionally, Bonadia is a woman's goddess who received offerings of wine in exchange for prophetic insights during her observances. So, if you're feeling very much like you would like to practice some divination today or to get a prophetic dream, pour a glass of wine, take a couple of sips, pour a libation out to Bonadia, see what she offers you. So things you could do today, let's see. I guess there's a goddess named February. I didn't know that. On March 1st, February was escorted out of Rome with a flourish of adaptable activities. Exchange sweet gifts as the Romans did to ensure yourself of a sweeter future. Greet a friend with Bonadia's name to invoke her blessing on them. How cool would that be? Walk up to your bestie and just go, Bonadia! She might not know what that is, but you know you're blessing her. Put up a grapevine wreath fashioned like a heart or other symbol of something you need, and leave a glass of wine on your altar to honor Bonadia's presence in your home and in your life. In Rome, female slaves would get this day off, and the head of the house would wait on them. Here's a term. In modern times, this equates to switching roles for a day at home. Whoever normally gets up and fixes breakfast gets to sleep in. If that's you, go back to bed. Whoever normally does chores gets to go out and socialize, and so forth. Bonadia appreciates the considerate gesture as much as you do and will rain her goodness upon your home. Well, I like that girl, Bonadia. She sounds like somebody I can get with. So yeah, so invoke her today and bring some blessings to not only your home, but to your little circle of friends too. So you guys, let's see, we will get to those cards later. Let's just go ahead and segue right into our topic. So last week, let's just briefly review last week. So for those of you who are new to this broadcast can get back with us. First of all, I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Reverend Hope. I am the facilitator of the Your Essential Spirit Quest page, as well as this YouTube channel. I do a lot of private work, but I also do public teaching, classes on how to enhance your life, increase your blessings, align with your dreams so that you can manifest them. All those kind of classes is exactly what I teach, specifically involving crystals, energy work, shamanic energy work, specifically in the Dianic traditions, the wise woman traditions. So yeah, that's what I'm all about. You can always go to Your Essential Spirit Quest to learn more about me, or just shoot me a message. I love talking about matters of spirit, so anytime you want to have a little chat, let me know. You can message me here on YouTube, or you can follow the link that's in the description of this video and message me there. Good morning, Carrie Gardner. So glad to see you this morning. All right, y'all. So last week we talked about the mother moon. She was round and full of energy, and we use that energy to give birth to our intentions and to release it into the world and into the universe so that we could reap it later. Well, guess what? The reaping time has come. That's what the grandmother moon is all about. When she starts waning, when the moon starts waning, the grandmother starts becoming more and more present in our life. And I don't know about you, but I love me some grandma energy. I really, really do. I love all aspects of goddess, but there's something so unconditionally loving about that grandmother energy, and she is the one that is the gatherer. Think about the grandmother in your own family. Isn't she the one that keeps everybody together and make sure everybody shows up for that holiday dinner, make sure that all the kids have winter coats, you know, and their school supplies? That's grandmother, okay? That's who we're talking about today. So after igniting our intentions with the mother moon, full moon energy, Now we are going to be reaping the benefits of that, as well as shutting things down. After you reap, you kind of turn the garden over and let it just go dormant for the winter. So, you know, all of that is part of the reaping process. It's gathering up those resources, and let's just stick with the garden analogy. It's gathering up the fruits of your labor, the corn, the squash, the last of everything, and then preparing your garden for rest. And that comes with the dark moon. We'll turn to that in just a little while. So this is the reaping time. So keep in mind also that because the moon is waning, so is the energy. So is the energy, all right? So if there is banishing spells you want to do, or other things like that that you want to do, make sure that you're doing it closer to the full moon than you are to the dark moon, so that you have some energy to work with, okay? But this is also the great time for banishing things. In the maiden moon time, from the dark moon to the maiden moon, that was when we're kind of increasing our energy and therefore increasing our intentions and what we want. We want to expand as the moon does as she moves through her cycle. We also expand as we move through our cycle, and then we start waning again. So our energy also wanes. Keep that in mind. There's no energy left in that battery. By the time we get to dark moon, I'm not really liking my teacup, my tea warming plate. I'm not liking it. It seems kind of tippy for some reason. Anyway, back to this. Her direction is the west. All right, so if you're looking at the clock as a map of the moon cycles, dark moon being at the top, maiden moon is the east, mother moon is the south, grandmother moon is the west, okay? So even though she's all about reaping, she's also all about the water. And water, of course, is very symbolic, metaphorically and literally, for our emotional state as well, and our overall well-being, our health, okay? So when you think about the West, think about health, think about emotions, think about well-being, because that's what the West is all about, okay? Her time of day is from 4 p.m. to midnight. So if you want to sit and just feel that grandmother energy on a daily basis, that's when she will appear to you, between 4 p.m. and midnight. Excuse me. Again, her moon energy is all about reaping and preparing for rest. Her element is water. Her season is fall, you know, because that's when we do our reaping. That's when the energy begins to wane as well, okay? So seasonally, she is fall. Her color is black or brown, all right? And her sacred tools are the chalice, anything that is a container, okay? So the chalice, a bowl, a shell, you know, anything that can contain her water herself is her sacred tools. Some of the associated goddesses is Doris, who I am not familiar with. Did you guys know there was a goddess named Doris? She is a Greek goddess, and she personifies the sea's abundance. Okay, she's, you know how abundant the ocean is. It's literally, we don't even know everything there is to know about the ocean. We think we do, okay? But there's parts of the ocean that man probably will never see. She is so vast, so very, very vast. And fishermen reap her blessings. They build altars to her. They pray to her before they go out fishing, and they turn to her for protection if a storm hits. You know, they turn to her for protection, as well as a couple other goddesses that you might want to take a look at. But yeah, so she's all about abundance and blessings, specifically. That's Doris. There's a Hindu goddess called Samudra. Am I doing that right now? Samudra, Samudra, S-A-M-U-D-R-A. Samudra, Samudra. She's a Hindu goddess, and her name literally translates to gathering together of waters. Not just of the ocean, but of all the waters, which is perfect because all waters flow to the ocean. Okay, so she gathers all the waters of the world into her very oceany body. All right. Again, with her, there's the theme of reaping, gathering, blessing, abundance. She's a Hindu goddess. Then there's a Chinese water goddess called Mazu, M-A-Z-U, Mazu. She is a protector of all seafarers, not just fishermen, but people who are on cruise ships. Okay? All seafarers, everybody who's on that water is under her protection. Let's see, she roams the seas. And when I first read that, I was like, that's kind of cool image to see this water goddess roaming over all of the seas, looking for people who are in trouble and could use her benediction and help. So yeah, she roams the seas, protecting her believers through miraculous interventions. So just when you think all is lost, here she comes with a miracle. Now, if that doesn't sound like a grandmother, I don't know what does, okay? Grandmothers are famous for that. It's like when all hope is lost, you call your grandma. She'll be there, and she'll have some help for you. That's Mizzou. So those are three that I picked to talk about today, but there are many, many water goddesses, specifically ocean goddesses, many in people who use the ocean for their livelihood. Japan, China, India, Greece, Rome, all those coastal countries, they all have very strong affinities with ocean, specifically ocean goddesses, because they see how abundant she is and how life really does spring from her, including our life. We crawled out of the ocean as well. So there you have it. Let's see. So let's just take a moment and just explore in our memories our grandmother, okay? And let's see. And also, if any of you are grandmothers, I would love to hear from you on what you provide your family. What resources do you have an abundance of that you're always giving over to your family? Is it love? Is it patience? Is it leadership? Is it financial help? If you're a grandmother, I want to know how you reap and provide abundance to your community, your family, and your community. I remember my grandmother. When my mom died when I was 9 years old, I was uprooted from England and I was moved to the States, and I lived with my grandmother in this, what used to be a podunk town called Klamath Falls, but now it's a bustling little metropolis. It's a big old huge college town now. But when I was there in the late 60s, it was tumbleweeds and dust storms, and it wasn't very fun for this girl that just came from the luscious woods of England. So, but my grandmother was wonderful. She was my saving grace. My saving grace. I cannot say enough about my grandma and the miracles that she has worked in my life, not just for me, but for our entire family. She's no longer with us, but you know what? I feel she's with us all the time, especially with me. My grandmother sent me a card one time that thanked me for being her best friend. That's how close me and my grandma was. I mean, really. The sun rose and set with that woman as far as I was concerned, and she would be the first to tell me and you that she was far from perfect. She was a very humble woman of faith, but she was so loving and so giving and made miracles happen in my life every day. And she was the epitome of somebody who could stretch a dollar. She had resources at her command. She was so abundant, and she was dirt poor. Dirt poor. So I don't know how she did it, but I used her example of faith and the power of prayer to work miracles in my own life. So that's the impact my grandma had on me. How about you guys? What kind of things did your grandmother do? I have a sneaky suspicion that people are writing, but I'm not seeing it for some reason. So I'm thinking about popping out this chat box and see if I can see some comments. Yes, so if you have some amazing stories of your grandmother, please let me hear about it. Karen, awesome. That is such an amazing grandma thing. Every winter, my grandmother made sure all her grandkids had coats. And every time I put on that coat, I would think about how sacrificial that was for her, that she had to save up for that to happen. So bless you, Karen, for providing that for your family. And I hope that when your kids put on that coat, they imagine that your loving arms are going around them and keeping them safe and warm throughout the winter. So that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else have something they'd like to share about their grandma? Feel free to leave it here, and if you're watching this video in playback, feel free to leave it in the comments of the video as well. So thank you for that. So let's see. I'm going to move that back over here so I can see what I'm doing. Let's move on to associated crystals. Okay, you know that's my thing, crystals. And there are some crystals associated with the grandmother moon that if you want to work with her, it would behoove you to have some of these crystals. So let's check the comments here. See, Carrie Gardner, amen, sister. That's exactly what a grandma does. She keeps the family together. She makes sure that everybody has everything they could possibly need to succeed, whether it be food, clothes, a hug, kind words, stern words. You know how grandmas are. They don't play around, and they have through the course. This is why grandmothers are representative of abundance. Through the course of their entire life, they have gathered experiences and lessons that they now pass on to us. And that's why we can see it as abundance. They're so full because they've lived. They've lived that life. They've gotten some experience under them. So yes, all righty then. Always have the right advice to give. Wisdom, girl. What's Darby saying? Yes, that's another thing that I really appreciate about Grandma's Darby is that they bring to us their faith because they've seen it in action. They can work miracles for us because they've seen miracles work in their own life through their faith. So right on for that. All right, back to our crystals. So the first one that comes to mind for me is clear quartz crystal. I call this the goddess crystal because it does everything. You can program a clear quartz crystal to do the same work that a citrine does, or an amethyst, or any other crystal or stone. Okay, clear quartz crystal, the epitome. It is the highest vibrating crystal on this earth. Okay, that I can say without question. There are other high vibrating ones like phenakite and herkimer, but clear quartz crystal is always going to be your supreme highest vibrating crystal. It's no wonder that it's used for science and communication and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so clear quartz crystal is the grandmother goddess crystal. I think of all the culmination of light and love that has come to this planet and has set itself right into that clear quartz crystal. Um, yeah, both grandmothers and clear quartz crystals have harvested everything there is to this world and is embodying it. It's full of wisdom and healing energy, and that's exactly what how I view a grandma. All right, clear quartz crystal and grandmas, they're like mirrors of each other energetically. All right. So let's see. If you want to learn more about programming clear quartz crystals, you're going to want to stick with me because after this broadcast, I'm doing a live tutorial on how to program crystals. So hang in there with me. So another stone, this is not a crystal, but it's a stone that comes to mind for grandmas, is moonstone. And there's varying vibrations of moonstone. There's black moonstone, gray moonstone, pink moonstone, golden kind of tan moonstone, white moonstone. And the colors do lend a different kind of vibration to them. But overall, all of them are grandmother energy because they're so protective. Moonstone is highly protective, especially for women. If you are working in a paradigm that tends to negate and devalue your feminine wisdom, you're going to want to start wearing some moonstone for protection, okay? It also helps to stabilize emotions, just like a grandma's hug does, and it increases spiritual insight just like a grandma does. Okay, so moonstone, you work with that. And the next stone is chalcedony or chalcedony, however you want to pronounce it. Tomato, tomato, it doesn't matter. It's chalcedony or chalcedony, and it's okay, whichever way you want to say it. Now, this particular stone absorbs negativity much like cornelian. I was going to say black tourmaline, but black tourmaline repels it. It doesn't absorb it. Chalcedony or chalcedony absorbs negativity and then dissipates it. So it doesn't get stuck in your subtle energy bodies, okay? And it also turns sadness to joy, just like alchemy, or just like a grandmother's hug. You know, when you're upset, doesn't matter what you got upset about, you know. Whenever you're upset and you turn to your grandma, what she do? She opens her arms, she takes you in, she rocks you, rubs your shoulders, and the next thing you know, you feel so much better. She has taken that negativity and she has dissipated it. She has turned your sadness to joy. That's chalcedony, okay? Let's see. If you want to work with this stone, though, I suggest that you get a polished piece and make an elixir out of it. And then put it in a spray bottle with a chalcedony stone in it to kind of reinforce that energy, and then spray it all over your subtle energy bodies and just clear all that negativity out. Okay, speaking of which, and I'm going to start doing this every Sunday morning. I'm going to remind you to start cutting cords every Sunday morning. So when you get done with this, I want you to just take a minute, ground yourself, and do that cord cutting thing that I taught you. Okay, and cut your cords. That will also help to keep negativity from settling and becoming like this vibration you have to live with, all right? So yeah, so spray that elixir or wear it as a pendant between your heart chakra and your throat chakra. Now, why do you think that I always suggest to you that that is where that pendant falls? Why do you think that is? I'll tell you. You have a continuous vibration from your heartbeat right here, okay? A vibration that's coming out of that heart center that is activating your jewelry, all right? Along with this throat chakra that vibrates every time you speak. So between the two portals of energy that are moving and activated and working for you is a force field that then kind of spreads out to your entire subtle energy body or your aura that's all around you, creating this force field of energy of whatever stone you're wearing. Like, for instance, I'm wearing citrine right here between my throat and my heart. And so now that citrine energy is surrounding me, okay, illuminating me and bringing me, uplifting me, and increasing my feelings of joy and prosperity and all of that. Speaking of which, I'm about to change the step, and we'll talk about that another day. But for now, it's citrine, and I'm enjoying the citrine, okay? So that's where you want to wear your stones when you're working with them with intention. If you're just wearing them for decoration, and there's nothing wrong with it, I do that too. And if that's what you're doing, it doesn't matter where on your body it goes, all right? So that's that. And do you guys have any questions about anything I just talked about? Let's hear it. You're very welcome, Carrie. You're very welcome. And I'm going to try to include that at the end of every single one of these broadcasts because that's how important it is. And that's why I do mine. On Sunday mornings when I get ready to do my prayer, the first thing I do is cut my cords. People who can see your light and your love will put their hooks in you, just not even consciously. They just want some of that, okay? And so that's why it's important to make it a practice. If I was you, I'd be doing it daily, okay? But at least weekly, at the very least weekly. Cut those cords that don't serve you. All right, kids, moving on. We're gonna do just a brief little meditation, and I did have some music queued up for this, but it went bye-bye. I don't know why, because I didn't do anything with my ding dang computer. I'm gonna look for it just one, but it doesn't say that I saved it when I was pretty sure that I did. So we just move on. We just move on. All right, so just give yourself permission to be in this space and time, taking a deep breath just to signal to your body that it's time to relax, time to just let the day go and just be present to my voice in this moment. Be present to your breath in this moment, and allow your breath to effortlessly flow, much like the ocean. You don't have to think about it, don't have to force it. Just feel your breath entering your body and then gently being released. And feel the movement in your body, the gentle, gentle rocking of the inward and the outward of your breath, moving your energy, moving your body, moving your consciousness deeper and deeper in a gentle, rocking motion. You're sinking deeper and deeper. Using your inner vision, you see you're standing on a sandy beach. You feel your feet sinking into the warm, soft, gritty sand. And you soak in the sound of the crashing waves as the ocean meets the earth. Smell the salty air and feel the cool breeze as it lifts your hair from your neck. You feel a sense of being home here, and it feels good and safe. As you gaze upon the water, watching the sparkles just dance around your vision, that sparkling water draws you even closer to the water's edge. You're dipping your toes into the ocean now, feeling it lap around your ankles. And out across the ocean, you hear your name being called. It's calling you from the deepest part of the ocean, and you walk towards it. Water is up to your knees now, and as you continue to walk into the water, distant memories surface. You remember you can breathe underwater. You can swim like a fish and breathe in the oxygen from the water. So you continue to walk forward. The water is up to your chest, and you're feeling lighter and lighter as all the past hurts and disappointments are being washed away. And you can hear a voice calling you even deeper into the ocean. You have no fear because you know that voice and you know you are home. So you joyfully duck your head and begin swimming towards the voice. You come to a rocky ledge with even deeper water beyond it. There's a rock arch down there, a gateway to another realm. And that's where the voice of Goddess calls to you. So you swim down to meet her. You enter the archway and you feel a pulse of magic enter you. As you step through, you are in the presence of Kuan Yin. She beckons you over to her and you rest her head on her shoulder, wrapping her arms around you. She thanks you for all you have accomplished. And she has a gift for you. Take it from her hands and carefully note its size, color, texture, and any other feelings you get from it. Now put it away for a moment because Kuan Yin also has a message for you. Take a moment and receive it now. When you've received your message, and you're ready to return back to this time and space, thank the grandmother moon, Kuan Yin, and come back to the room you're in and open your eyes. Does anybody want to share the gift they received from Kuan Yin? Feel free to put it in the comments. So before we move on to one of the cards, Darby has asked that I just review the cord cutting process, okay, that we had talked about a couple of weeks or so ago. So basically, after grounding yourself and surrounding yourself with protection, you want to imagine that there's a gold hoop spinning above your head. It doesn't have to be far above your head, but above your head, okay? And this gold hoop, and I don't mean gold color, I want you to imagine that it's metallic gold, all right? And I want you to imagine that that gold hoop is spinning super fast, whip fast, okay? You can barely see it, it's spinning so fast. And it has to be big enough that it clears your knees and your shoulders and your entire body, okay? It doesn't have to be as big as the room, just so that it clears your body. Because when that gold hoop descends upon you, you don't want it to touch your body. You only want it to cut the cords, all right? So before you descend it or allow it to descend upon you, just intend that all cords that do not serve your highest good are severed, okay? Let the gold hoop descend over you, cutting all those unwanted cords. Let the hoop sink all the way into the earth. Repeat. If you do not feel that they have been all severed, repeat for as often as you need. It should only take about 2 or 3 times, okay? But don't keep calling the cords back, okay, to make sure that they're cut. Just feel the difference in your body. You should feel lighter. You should literally feel lighter in your being, okay, when those cords are cut. And after you feel complete and you're feeling lighter, imagine now that the space around you is being flooded with this white light, and it's bandaging up all of the spots where cords were cut, all over your body, your back, your legs, your arms. Wherever cords were cut is now infused with white light as a bandage, so that those cords can't come back. Having said that, those cords will come back if you keep reliving the situation. If you keep calling back that person and that experience, that shared experience, you will keep reattaching cords. You have to be done with it. In order for the cords to be gone completely and forever, you have to be done with the whole situation, even if that person is still in your life. You can't have any emotional attachment to it. You'll just reattach the cord, okay? That's why it's important to do this often, so that if you have inadvertently reattached cords, you can sever them again. And when a particular cord is calling for you to cut it, sever it completely and forever, there's better techniques for doing that to make it a lasting situation. Get with me if you need tips on how to make that happen, okay? But this brief cord cutting will get you cleared up, all right? And if you can do it daily, that's awesome, but at least once a week. Okay? All right, you guys, we are moving on, but first let's take a look. Carrie says that she handed you a green soft orb-like object. If you don't immediately know what that is, okay, I would suggest that you journal it and sit with it for a bit, okay? There's work to be done with that green soft orb. Let me know if you need some more help with that. You're very welcome, Darby. You're welcome, Carrie. Thank you so much. We're getting ready to pull cards. We still have 10 minutes before my next broadcast begins. So if you would like a card, just say yes in the comments and I will pull one for you. Be prepared to screenshot your message for the week so that you'll have something to refer to, okay? If you'd like a card, just holler yes in the comments and I will pull one for you. And we are working with the Angels and Gemstones Guardian Oracle deck today. All right, Darby, you popped up first on my feed, so I'll go ahead and pull for you first, and then you're next, Carrie. All right, this is for Darby. Angel of Balance. Ooh, that's a little blurry, sorry. Angel of Balance. My body is healthy and in balance. My cells naturally regenerate and rejuvenate themselves so that all of my systems function harmoniously. I am calm and relaxed. I exercise regularly. I enjoy my meditation practice on a regular basis. So even if you're not exercising regularly, exercise some, all right? Even housework can become exercise. And, I'm a huge advocate for meditation. So if you guys are struggling with meditation, including finding time for it, struggling to stay present to that experience, all of that, look into my meditation mastery 4-week class, okay? Because really, it's working miracles for people who struggle with meditation. Now, your Darby, this is still you. Chrysocolla is the gemstone that will come and help you with this balance, this angel of balance. It says here, are you dealing with an inflamed or unbalanced situation? Do you have imbalances in your body? Balance your emotions through journaling, exercise, and healthy communication. Take care of your mind, body, and spirit. Yoga and meditation are beneficial. That's for you, Darby. Carrie, you're next. Oopsie. All right, this one is for Carrie. Angel of Comfort. There's your screenshot. I allow myself to feel my feelings and express them through my physical and mental actions. Tears flow easily, and I am releasing pent-up emotions. I am able to let go. I am comforted. I am at peace. If this is not happening for you right now, it very well can arrive for you this week. So just go ahead and express it and release it. That's the whole purpose around expression. Many of us think that, we express things just, so somebody else can know about it. But really, we're expressing it so that we can release it. All right. So go ahead and release it through tears, however you want to do it, and be comforted. Be comforted by that. And what does it say? Oh, be comforted and be at peace. I don't know about you guys, but I always feel better after I cry. So, angel of comfort will be there for you, Karen, if that ever comes down. And then this is your stone, Apache tear. Super duper powerful stuff. If you don't have Apache tear, let me know. This goes for all of you guys. If you want Apache tear, let me know. So it says here, are you grieving the loss of someone or something? Feel the grief and allow yourself to cry. Release the toxins from your mind, body, and emotional being. Comfort and peace are close at hand. Focus your attention on your desired outcome. Yeah, that's a little piece of advice that all of us can take. Don't focus in on the pain. Turn your attention to the desired outcome. Well, Darby, that's beautiful. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, Goddess is amazingly generous with her gifts. And she always knows what we need. She will, we could say, I would really love the gift of um, abundance, abundant financial abundance. So let's just be specific. We could say we want financial abundance, and Goddess will be like, no, here's some patience, because that's really what you need. And it probably is, because that financial abundance is coming, but it won't come if we're practicing impatience. Because when we're being impatient, we're damming up that flow of her blessings. So, anywho's, don't poo-poo any kind of cosmic gifts that the goddess wants you to have, because it's what you need in the moment, okay? Okay, Derby. I'll dig one out for you, girl. I'll send you a little PM about it. Yes, Apache tear is super. It's smoky quartz. It's a form of smoky quartz, but it's super dark, and it's naturally occurring like that. And then it also comes with like this patina, and I don't even know what it is, but it's almost like this veil that covers it. It's an amazing stone. It's awesome for grounding. It's beautiful for working through grief. All right, Karen. Oh, is that what that patina is over it? It's selenite? I'll believe that because it's really soft and gypsum. And yeah, okay, that works for me, Darby. Thank you. All right, Karen, let me pull you a card real quick. This is for Karen. Angel of Meditation. There's your screenshot, Karen. I am blessed with great mental clarity. I clear my mind effortlessly and intimately know and trust my inner truth. I accept myself without judgment. I meditate regularly with great ease and enjoy being insightful. Enjoy being insightful. Yeah, we forget that it's an enjoyment. It's a pleasure to be insightful. Your stone is apophyllite or apophyllite, however you want to pronounce it. Do you wish to gain a better understanding of a situation? It's time to meditate. Sit in silence, open your consciousness, listen for your heart's truth, and embrace it without judgment. Mental clarity and self acceptance are gifts of a regular meditation practice. This apophyllite or apophyllite, however you want to say it, is a naturally occurring pyramid. A naturally occurring pyramid, okay, that is also a very high vibrating crystal. And it acts just like a pyramid. It has that pyramid energy. It increases your ability to gain insight. It's a great meditation tool. Yeah, and I have that too. So let me know if you guys need any of that. Alrighty then, so that is the cards. That is our whole broadcast. If there's anybody else, okay, so let me start making a list here. Do I have a pen? I do not. Oh, yes, I do. Patchy tear. for Carrie and Darby and Moonstone. I got Moonstone. Moonstone, Carrie. If there's any other requests, you guys, please send it to me to the email address that I'm going to put in the description of this video, okay? But I will get to you, ladies, on those stones, and yeah. Oh, got you. Okay, Darby, that's making more better sense, but I do believe that selenite across around that patch here too, now that you've said it. Oh, Darby wants moonstone as well. Okay, not a problem. All right, you guys, I'm going to say goodbye here because I have another broadcast coming up. It is how to program crystals, and I hope that you stick around for that, okay? So I will see you soon. I love you guys, and thank you so much for being here with me this morning. Go out there and make your day a great one. Bye-bye now.